Hey, Collateral Cinema listeners, Chazzle Dazzle here from the Trial by Air Variety Show podcast. Just taking a few seconds to invite you guys over to what we do. Much like Collateral Cinema, we are a grassroots podcast. We invite bands from all over the world to come in, and we dig deep into their souls and find really cool stories to tell you, and there's tons of music every week. So subscribe to us wherever you subscribe to your podcast. We look forward to having you.
I'm Beau Maddox.
I'm Ashley Chancellor.
This is Collateral Cinema. Welcome to Collateral Cinema, the only movie podcast that matters, where we focus on good movies, bad movies, and everything else in between in the world of cinema. We're podcasting straight from somewhere in South Texas, and yes, my friends, we are a 420-friendly podcast. So whatever you have, be it dabs, be it blunts, be it bongs, be it joints, smoke it if you've got it. What's going on, everybody, and what's going on, Ash?
Well, you know, it's nice to be here amidst this pandemic and in the crisis. It's kind of, it's refreshing to be here just in this old studio, just me and you, Beau. And first of all, I mean, I guess we can just go ahead and consider this our Corona special.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this is our social distancing episode, I guess, which we're doing terribly, by the way. Fuck.
In the spirit of that, this isn't at the movies episode, but, you know, we decided to chill back and not go to public theaters with, you know, possibility of there being definitely more than 50 people in one group. So we decided to forgo the whole theater experience altogether this time. And yeah, we did some illegal shit, but we did it for you, for our fans.
Yeah, we don't regret it at all, honestly. I have no fucking regrets whatsoever, just for the record.
So, but yeah, that movie is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Fuck yeah, man. This movie was awesome.
Honestly, dude, I was surprised because I'd heard good things about it, but like I didn't expect it to be as good as it was.
Seriously. I mean, the pacing of this movie is actually perfect for the story and for the characters, you know? I mean, Sonic is a very fast-paced person, you know, or person. He's a fast-paced hedgehog, I should say.
he has a fast-paced personality as well. And I know, you know, some of the later games have gotten more cinematic, but I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. I haven't played them anything recent, but I'm pretty sure they didn't delve into his personality as much as they do in this movie.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say in the animated series they really go that far into his actual personality, you know?
Yeah, there was a surprising education here, you know, about depression, I think, and about the value of a community.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially when it comes to social isolation, which, by the way, is rather pertinent now.
It's pretty relevant. I mean, we waited a while to do this. We didn't watch it as soon as it came out, and yet I'm kind of glad we have the perception we do now, because I think now more than anything we realize, you know, that that pervading sense of need for companionship. And some of us are more introverted than others, but we all have that. I guess we're getting too real here, but I think Sonic the Hedgehog really portrays that aspect of his personality.
Definitely. I mean, I really love the message of the movie and also just the overall attitude of all the characters. Like even Jim Carrey as Robotnik, which, by the way, 100% makes this movie.
Honestly, even when we all had doubts because of the bad redesign, the infamous original design, I should say.
Oh yeah, we can't talk about this without bringing that up, right? I mean,
and we will. But I remember even amidst all that, a lot of people were saying Jim Carrey is going to carry this movie, which in the end, the movie actually carried itself pretty well. But I remember just knowing that Jim Carrey would make this.
I actually think both Jim Carrey and Sonic as a character carry this movie.
Honestly, they did, and that's what surprised me, I think, is as much as I did care about Sonic, and as much as I did care about the main character.
Yeah, what was his name?
Take two. Wait,
what are you trying to do with my phone, bro? What the fuck?
I'm trying to do some research, okay?
Jesus Christ, bro. Here, I'll go ahead and open it up for you. Just don't fuck with any of my shit. Here's Google. There you go.
Dude,
Find
fuck
it.
Google.
I don't care. Just fucking search for it.
All right.
It's my phone, damn it. But anyway, I really like the screenplay for this movie. Like I said, it's fast-paced. It doesn't have a lot of filler, which is awesome for a movie like this. I mean, usually these types of kid movie adaptations of like video game properties or whatnot, it's usually very watered down. Like, I mean, there's a lot of filler content that's just kind of there for no reason, but you don't have that with this movie.
No, every scene feels like it matters. And I think the relationship between the characters, Tom, Donut Lord, and Sonic.
Hey, don't forget about Pretzel Lady.
And Pretzel Lady. Yeah, and honestly, what a positive relationship that they had in the movie, too.
That really was. I mean, that was so wholesome.
It was. Like, she supported him no matter what, even though, like, she didn't necessarily agree with him and what he wanted to do. It was worth noting. And there's a lot of little things like that in this movie that's honestly surprising for, a family movie.
Yeah, they really played well off of each other. Honestly.
Yeah, and especially the main two, which is odd because I think Jim Carrey is built up above Tom, but
arguably
the relationship between the forefront here, which is Tom and Sonic, really I would say it's the focus of the movie, and it's the main dynamic that drives the plot.
Certainly, I mean the dynamic and the chemistry between Sonic and James Marsden. That's who that is.
James Marsden. Yeah. And it was Ben Schwartz who did the voice of Sonic.
Yeah, which was really, really awesome. I mean, he really carried the torch from Jaleel White. Because, I mean, a little fun fact for all the younger listeners of this podcast. The dude that played Goddamn Urkel was also Sonic in the original cartoon series.
You damn Gen Zers.
Oh, don't tell me you're going to okay boomer me.
Okay boomer.
God damn it. Insert okay boomer girl meme here.
We need to
we need to what, Ash?
Dude, I'm fucking out of it, bro. This episode, I don't even know what the fuck we're doing. Okay, so Sonic, like Sonic.
Oh my god! You did not just pull that meme out of your ass, did you? Oh my god!
No, but seriously, I'm surprised it took me this long to go see this because I was really interested in it, and honestly, I think it's setting a precedent now for video game adaptations. Video game movie adaptations, I should say. Because up until now, we know that movie adaptations of video games are historically known for being bad, or B-rate at best. And this kind of represents a shift in that dynamic because we've got a AAA, studio behind this. On top of that, it is a AAA studio that develops the games, I should say, and on top of that, it's actually good, and that's something new to the world of cinema. And I think that's something new for the world of gaming, which is kind of why we partnered here on this podcast and did kind of a Collateral Gaming special.
Exactly. And when you really think about it, it's almost starting to parallel comic book movies a little bit, right? That genre eventually kind of had that shift. It started off like pretty solid, but also really shaky for a little while. But then it started to gain steam later on down the line, especially when we started to get towards the MCU and everything. Yeah. But I mean, I think that this is definitely an upward trajectory for video game movies.
It is. It honestly is. And I hope that other studios look at this and say, I think it could lead by example.
Definitely. I mean, between this and Detective Pikachu, which was another very original take on an existing video game franchise, I would argue that that's probably the only way you could really bring the Pokemon universe to the big screen is within that framework.
That's the only way it would work.
Yeah.
But, you know what they're doing, though? They're bringing together the Smash Brothers universe, the Nintendo cinematic universe.
Oh, shit.
That's my theory.
You need to try to make that an actual theory online. Go in r/fan theories and just put that out there, because I love that idea. A goddamn Nintendo universe,
dude. I kind of had this. I kind of had a thought like that once, and you'd have like kind of more like a gritty like Mario. I honestly feel like Zelda would only work as a TV series. I was thinking about it. You could do each season represents a game, and basically just do like the console games.
That is perfect, actually. I mean, it's the only way that you could really bring such an overarching storyline in each game to the screen of any size, big or small.
Look at The Witcher.
Yeah.
The Witcher and The Last of Us also. And that's going to be badass.
That's going to be amazing, honestly.
Looking at the success of The Witcher, that's also an upward in cinematic video game portrayal and adaptations.
Yeah, The Witcher is pretty much being seen on the same levels like Game of Thrones or something like that, right?
In terms of production quality, that's another trend that's on the rising. Historically, TV shows have been seen as lower budget, and now we're finally getting to see TV shows that are, high quality production value, like Game of Thrones, like The Witcher. And it's really interesting for me, because that's what I've always wanted to see, because I knew that video games, for instance, could end up making good movies. We could just do so much more. And, we're learning now that people's attention spans are longer than we thought they were. People will binge watch TV series. People will listen to 3-hour podcasts.
Well, here's an interesting thought about that. I would argue that this particular trajectory of actual good video game adaptations probably didn't start with a video game movie recently. I would argue that it started with the Lego movie, because that showed the possibilities of what you could take a specific property and, you could take it and make something really unique and really original with it. And I don't really think that Sonic the Hedgehog gets to those levels, but I'm actually kind of wondering if there's a sequel in the works for this. Lord and Miller should do this movie. They should 100% write and direct the next Sonic the Hedgehog movie, because I think that they could perfectly encapsulate that entire franchise and continue upon what was established in this movie.
Yeah, honestly, no, this game is definitely leading up to a sequel, and you can tell that there's room open for this game.
The game already had a sequel. Sonic the Hedgehog already had a sequel, dude.
This film, based on a game, leaves a lot of room open for a sequel. And, we're not going to go, into the spoiler territory, but we've got the characters left in interesting places that basically sets up the framework of the Sonic universe.
It definitely does. Yeah. I mean, I can see a number of movies coming from this.
I like series. How Green Hill Zone is reimagined as Green Hills, Montana.
That's so perfect. I mean, it boils it down into an every town type of small town situation, which was very interesting, because it kind of reintroduces those themes of community that you referred to earlier.
Yeah, and honestly, itself kind of serves as an origin story. We'll divulge that, I think, based on the positions that these characters are in. Yeah. More than anything, feels like an origin story.
But also, I love the idea of Green Hill Zone being a place here on Earth. It's like that kind of puts the original Green Hill Zone into an interesting context, as far as I'm concerned.
It does. And if you look at the original Green Hill Zone, I mean, it's something else. It has its own backgrounds. So it really is a reimagining. But, in that way, it still exists as that starting area in the game, the area that definitely feels more safe, where the adventure starts.
Yeah.
And the movie really does start there, short of, a short intro prologue segment, where they kind of set up the stage.
Yeah.
But, which if anything would be more like the beginning cutscene of a video game, right?
That's really what it feels like, honestly. And
right.
It's an interesting cutscene, honestly. It's a really cool intro.
I've heard that there's been a lot of faithfulness to the source material in this, which is weird, because this entire thing, to me, seems like a reimagined, like, modern Sonic, but I don't know enough about the Sonic universe to really say.
Well, let's think about the actual Sonic games themselves.
Right.
I mean, let's think about Sonic 06. That's an infamous fucking game. But That's a game where Sonic is actually in a small town interacting with everybody. Interacting with humans.
Isn't there like this, like, I think I watched the clip of it. I never played it, but I watched a clip and it's like this, like the cringiest ending ever where like Sonic like is like in love with like this human girl.
Yeah, that's Sonic 06 right there.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
That fucking movie.
I know. And that game, right?
Oh my God. I still don't understand that. It's like, is this shit fucking Zelda now? Is that what fucking happened?
Don't compare this to Zelda.
No, it's like, is this shit turning into Zelda?
No.
I would hope not. I mean, the series has course corrected since then.
Yeah.
Game-wise.
Well, I heard a lot of people kind of praising the whole Sonic Forces thing, but to me, the trailer just still seemed too cringy. It's like Sonic took itself too seriously. Like, Mario knows that Mario is a kid's game. I feel like, aside from the way this movie handled it, and I'll get to that in a second, but a lot of, more recent video games and the, just kind of the whole culture has treated Sonic like this epic thing, or it's not, you know what I mean? Don't take yourself so seriously. And I feel like this movie kind of brought it back to that.
Yeah.
Grassroots?
It's a fucking hedgehog that runs fast at its core.
Yeah.
And this movie perfectly captures that.
And the jokes were definitely aimed at children. No, there's no getting around it, but I actually laughed,
Oh, it was fucking hilarious, honestly. I mean, I especially actually liked Sonic's dialogue in this movie because, yeah, there are a few moments where he brought up some cringy, like, stuff that could probably date this movie within a couple of years.
Yeah.
Like, especially that, I'll go ahead and spoil it. We've all seen it in the goddamn trailer, the flossing scene. It repeats twice. He does it twice in the fucking movie, very briefly towards the end. That's one thing I am going to go ahead and spoil. Yeah, watch out for the flossing scene.
The fucking flossing, I know.
The flossing scene. That scene is going to go down in infamy. It's going to be like the raft scene from The Burning. Like, seriously.
This movie is definitely aimed at the Generation Z, I think. That whole, just the Fortnite subculture.
I would say that even in spite of that, it still brings in the old school Sonic fans. That's what I am. I'm an old school, original Sega Genesis Sonic fan. I played the first 3 games plus Sonic Knuckles on the Genesis. It's like, and this still appealed to that part of me. It had a lot of the actual gameplay mechanics in the movie. Like, for instance, the spin attack is there.
Yeah.
Like, Robotnik or / Eggman, like, he's actually referred to as both in this movie.
They developed the reason for that nickname, which earned the ire of a lot of fans, I remember.
Really?
He used to be Dr. Robotnik, and people were calling him Eggman now, but this game kind of kept both of those, and, I thought it was well done in that aspect. And I, obviously I like the portrayal of Robotnik in this. I mean, I know we glanced on Jim Carrey's performance.
Oh my God, Jim Carrey is so amazing in this movie. He is pretty much back.
He's every bit as zany as he's allowed to be, and I have a feeling that the director and the writers kind of let him just do his thing because he's Jim Carrey.
Exactly. I mean, in a way, he's doing an impersonation of the character because that's what he is. He's an impersonator.
Right. And look how random the performance is. There's definitely improv in there. You can tell.
But he still captures who Robotnik is as a character. Very grandiose, very narcissistic.
Yes.
Very, very prideful.
Yeah.
Like very avaricious even. I mean, he is kind of going... for something that Sonic has. That's kind of what...
And nihilistic.
Yeah, it's a little nihilistic.
He's
very
right?
nihilistic.
He is. He's like, fuck people, which honestly, I mean, fuck people.
He's 100% fuck people. Robots are better. Totally. But just Jim Carrey's mannerisms even, it kind of evokes the cartoon Robotnik a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. And honestly, I'm glad that he put his own spin on this, but also it evoked the sense of the original character. And I think, obviously the writers had to have that in mind. So some of that's there, but a lot of it I think is Sam. And kind of just setting up his origin as well, I think was really interesting.
It really was. It actually showed an evolution of the character from a logical beginning point to what we all know him as.
But he's a static character throughout.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas, and most of the characters here are fairly static, but they have dynamic qualities. Sonic is enriched by the characters around him. And, Tom Tom does grow as a person, but his core personality doesn't change. So you have static characters put in dynamic situations.
Yeah. And I think that the screenplay really favors that in so many ways.
It does. And you know, even throughout, like I said, like we're analyzing this and there's a lot of humor throughout on the surface, but then you like look down and there's some honest integrity here. And I think that's why it goes over so well.
Yeah. There's real heart to this movie, especially in the characterization. Like Sonic, as far as I'm concerned, is pretty much as spot on as you can get as far as a quote unquote live action character. I still
think that the original design was like an intentional. I mentioned this before in an earlier episode, maybe two, but I feel like the bad design and the bad press it got was intentional, so that they would look like a studio that, oh look, they did right by the fans. They redesigned.
So you think it was a public relations thing from the get-go?
Honestly, I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I promise. I'm a skeptic. But this, honestly, I'm like, would that be outside of the realm of possibility?
If anything, it would be an ultimate troll move on the part of the filmmakers. Like, seriously.
You know what I mean? But other than that, you know, there's the meme that goes around. We cyberbullied a studio into...
In some ways, essentially, that's what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck. I mean, I remember seeing some think pieces that came out around that time that was kind of... It was positing what this meant for the industry as a whole. They were kind of spelling some doom and gloom, but honestly, it's just nice that the studio actually listened to the fans for once.
Right, and we need to praise that when we can.
Yeah.
We need to show studios that listening to the fans is what helps you out in the end. It's what makes you not just a rich company, but a respected company.
Exactly.
Something that people honestly believe in. You know, so many corporations, you lose sight of that, especially, you know, you've got your, and it's kind of a known thing. It's almost that hipster quality, that, you know, perspective people have now. But, you know, you've got your big budget AAA Hollywood movies, and there's almost this sort of bias against it because of the overwhelming oversaturation.
Yeah.
But then, you know, now we're finally getting some AAA movies that are actually like, you know, like actually legitimately good. We've got the MCU. We've got, you know, Sonic the fucking Hedgehog.
Hell, even arguably the DCEU is starting to gain some steam now.
I don't know. The DCEU may not even be a thing anymore because they're already making up, you know, originally I think the Batman, Matt Reeves movie was supposed to be part of the DCEU and Robert Pattinson was going to play a younger Ben Affleck, but now it looks like it's its own thing. So I don't know. We're going off on a tangent, but
yeah, of
as
course,
per usual.
Of course.
What else are we missing from this podcast, Beau?
Oh, I think about a dozen Room references, or 2 or 3 or 4. Or
a dozen
15.
or 2 or 3.
Yeah, I don't know how that works out mathematically, but I mean, I'm just going to put it
or
out
2
there.
dozen, 3 dozen. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
I'm not really sure how the math would work out, but you know.
Well.
No, Ash, it doesn't mean that you need to deduce it in any way.
Nobody listens to me, and I'm dying. The results of the test came back. I definitely have breast cancer.
No, you definitely have the coronavirus.
That would have been so much better.
Oh, what the fuck? God damn it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not
Corona-chan!
Corona-chan! God damn it. Oh, we're going to go to hell. Like straight up. on a goddamn Sonic the Hedgehog episode, we're going to go to hell for it. Yeah, well, God damn it.
At least we'll cough on a few boomers and take them with us.
Oh my Lord.
Folks, I don't make this clear enough. This is satire.
100% satire, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't take us seriously when we go doing these things. Yeah, I mean, I think we have our own Deathbringer here in the studio. I think.
Yeah, but fuck, man, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the fucking Hedgehog, man. This movie is a joy to watch. It really is.
Honestly, you know, I had an enjoyable time watching this, and I just watched this morning. I expected it to kind of enjoy it and say, hey, yeah, that's pretty good for a video game adaptation, you know, aimed at kids. And I walked out of it except we didn't walk out of it. I just, got up from my couch and went to work. But I came out of it, honestly, I'm surprised.
Honestly, I was really surprised by the story itself.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually makes sense as far as the world that it's building is concerned.
It is, and it's simplistic in its own way. Things are hand-waved. It very much still feels like a plot that was thrown together for a video game. It has that kind of that quality to it, And
I think that's what makes it a little bit endearing. That's what makes Sonic endearing.
Right, exactly. A lot of games have become, more cinematic lately. And so it's important to remember, though, that kind of quality that I think a lot of older games had, that you don't see it now just because it's just not feasible for the industry, I guess.
Yeah.
But like you said, and just the idea of gameplay first, story later. You know what I mean? And this movie brings that into it despite being a movie.
Yeah. Certainly.
You know what I mean?
Certainly.
That quality that came out of that anyway. I mean, it is, in essence, it's its own plot, obviously. But
what do you think about the action scenes themselves as far as the movie is concerned?
Action scenes were fairly tense. You know what I mean? Like, I was actually kind of suspended, and the effects were great.
Yeah.
Cinematography was spot on.
Yeah, it really kind of had a flow to it that had its own logic, but that logic kind of made sense,
Yeah, and you can even tell that in the trailer, The movie has, it has the cartoonish feel to it, but at the same time invoking a sense of realism. And you see that in the fights.
Definitely. I mean, it doesn't try to mask what Sonic is. I mean, he's a very fantastical character, and obviously CGI and everything. They make no attempt to really kind of blanket over that at all. But, I mean, they still manage to instill a level of life to him that makes him so believable.
Well, here's what it is. You've got this cartoonish character who's juxtaposed against a more realistic world. I say more realistic, not completely, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's intentionally done. And so it's got that feel, and it kind of contributes to his sense in the world as an alien, quite literally, but also figuratively speaking.
Yeah, that's what's interesting. He is alien, but he's not from outer space.
No, he's not. He's from another dimension.
Yeah, this is pretty much like a multiverse that we're already talking about and already establishing in a way. Yeah. I mean,
Naruto did it too. So Naruto had aliens from another dimension.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
They actually did. I think the actual Japanese translates as like aliens from like some of the data books. But my weeaboo's coming out.
Yeah, unquestionably. But then again, I'm sitting here next to a goddamn ginormous stack of anime DVDs, so what the fuck do I know? I got fucking Tenchi Muyo up in this fucking
Okay, but
shit.
you have Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
You do? The animated Sonic the Hedgehog?
No, I don't have the animated series, unfortunately.
I know that's not quite anime, but I feel like it belongs with it.
Depends on which one you're talking about. I mean, there's the original cartoon from the 90s, which is kind of fucking nutty as fuck. It's really random and out there. And then there was a later series that came on maybe 92 or something like that, I want to say. Maybe earlier, I don't know. It was a little more serious and it was a little more grounded, but it was really, really fucking cool. I remember it actually very fondly as a kid. Mm-hmm. What original Sonic property brought you into the series, Ash?
I gotta say, I really can't remember. It's been ingrained, in my childhood. I can't really remember the first Sonic game I played. It was one of the older ones, one of the originals for sure. I think my aunt and uncle had like a modded Xbox that had a lot of like Super Nintendo and Nintendo games. It was really cool. It was back in the time when people were doing that to their the original Xbox.
Oh yeah, that was an interesting modding and hacking community that arose around the Xbox.
Yeah, so when I'd go over to their house, they'd have several of the Sonic games, including I think my favorite was the Sonic 3D Blast.
Sonic 3D Blast is fucking awesome.
That was fucking really great.
Honestly, I have a lot of love for Sonic Spinball.
Okay, yeah.
Because, I mean, I happen to be pretty good at pinball in and of itself. I mean, you get me on a pinball machine, I could probably get a decent fucking score, But also on pinball games, I'm also really good. And Sonic Spinball is one of my favorites when it comes to video game pinball games on, like, the 16-bit consoles.
Yeah, Pinball for me, though. Pinball for me is the pinball that was on Microsoft Windows XP.
Oh, that was the same for all of us.
Space pinball.
I mean, we've all played that. Come on now. I think it would actually be cool for somebody to make like a pinball emulation, kind of.
Honestly, where did pinball go? And they got rid of MS Paint.
MS Paint? They got rid of MS Paint?
Yes. What? I mean, they also got rid of Internet Explorer, which I guess is good, but I haven't used Windows since like Windows 7.
I'm still sitting here with goddamn Windows 10 on this fucking dinosaur computer.
See, I never even got much practice with Windows 8 or Windows 10. I pretty much converted to Mac at Windows 7, so.
Oh, I see.
But anyway, I'm not gonna
nerd out on Apple
here,
bullshit. Yeah. God damn it.
But yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, Sonic the fucking Hedgehog, man. What else is there to say about it? Did you ever play the Dreamcast Sonic games, the Sonic Adventure games?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, man, I have a lot of great memories playing that game because I really like the Xbox. I really like the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast is a great console.
Well, who doesn't?
Yeah,
isn't the original Shenmue on Dreamcast?
The original Shenmue?
Or was that on Genesis? No, that was Dreamcast.
No, the original,
that was definitely
It was Dreamcast, definitely. And also you had the House of the Dead games that those ports were pretty awesome from the arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had a pretty good Mortal Kombat game, I remember.
I honestly didn't play many of the Sega consoles, but when I was growing up, like Sega was already not a console maker.
Yeah, I remember squarely when Sega was a console manufacturer, and they were straight up competing with Nintendo.
Yeah,
those were like the good old days for me. the 16-bit
it
wars.
was Sega and Nintendo.
Yeah,
and then there was the Dreamcast, which was it. I can't remember if it was the equivalent to the Nintendo 64, if it was the equivalent to the GameCube.
It was. I think it was technically supposed to get a leg up on like the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then Xbox released and kind of changed the market there a little bit.
Because it was either rivaling then with the PS1 or the PS2, like you were saying. I can't remember. Maybe it's just somewhere in between those two periods. And
I want to say that it was kind of like the Nintendo Wii of its time. Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want a more modern analog.
But the Nintendo Wii was massively popular. The Dreamcast is seen as a very underrated console.
I would say just as far as the fans of the console are concerned. Yeah. It's kind of on the same level.
Yeah. I mean, it was their last console, so.
There's still people modding and creating games for that shit today. Even in Japan and here in the States, I think.
Honestly, what they should do is release like a Sega Classic, like a Dreamcast Classic or something, or at least a Genesis Classic. I guess.
No, they have a Genesis Classic out already. They have a Genesis Mini. It's like $80 or something like that. I have the PlayStation Classic Mini right here, and I have it modded with RetroArch, with Auto Bleem. I have a bunch of different PlayStation games on it, all kinds of MAME ROMs, all that shit. I mean, I'm actually well involved in the whole emulating ROM MAME community and all that.
That's badass, dude. I remember it was kind of a struggle getting Zelda CDI because we had to emulate that for our Zelda CDI episode.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I think I have a CDI emulator on the RetroArch.
Do you? Maybe we could do Zelda's Adventure on there when we do that episode.
Yeah. I mean, I think it has a bunch of core emulators for pretty much anything you could think of.
Fuck yeah.
Pretty much.
How many Sonic games do you have on there?
I have all of the original Genesis Sonic releases.
Fuck yeah.
And I think I tried to get Sonic CD, but it wouldn't really download properly, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I'm Sonic, a little ball of super energy in an extremely handsome package. On my planet, people were always after my powers, so I came to yours. It gets a little lonely, but that's okay. I am living my best life on Earth. Ow! Let the place Sonic! Let the bitches mount also Sonic! Ugh, I can't with that guy. Uh-oh.
Super Sonic!
Why are
you hiding out in my garage?
They're coming for me! If they steal my power, they could conquer the universe. You have to help me.
No, I don't.
Please, it's life or death.
Good morning, my rural chum.
Mr. Dr. Robotnik. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to tell me where it is.
Wait! Don't hurt him! Road trip?
This can't be happening to me.
Oh my God, stop the car right now! What? The world's largest rubber band ball? We gotta see it!
No, this is not some fun family road trip.
You're right. It was lame. Gift shop was cool, though.
Whatever this creature is, I'm going to uncover the source of its power.
Yeah, hey.
I just thought you might like a latte with steamed Austrian goat milk.
Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them!
We gotta lay low. Let me show you how it's done. So should we get out of here?
Yeah, time to go.
I always want to do this. Nailed it! Uh-oh. Let's go! Here comes the boom!
How are you not dead?
I have no idea!
Oh! Give me a big, fat break! That was an illegal left, by the way.
Aw, this one is cute. Let's keep him. Oh, come on! You've got car insurance, right?
Why would you throw your life away for this silly little alien?
Good time.
He's my friend.
Let's go! This is my power. And I'm using it to protect my friends. Let's go! Let's go! So, you're supposed to be Tom's best friend that he won't shut up about. Well, I don't see the appeal. That is very gross. Let's go!
But yeah, I mean, I think maybe we can go ahead and start wrapping it up. This didn't need to be a long episode.
It's
honestly.
not, because, you know, obviously we're not going into spoilers here. We want you to go watch the movie, although it's been out a while, so probably everyone has watched it, but
It's been out for at least a month by now, right?
yeah, we were kind of late on this one, but you know, the world's going crazy right now.
I would imagine that it's probably going to be released pretty soon.
Yeah, because
Honestly.
and I was honestly thinking about that too, because there's been some other early digital releases, or so I've heard.
Yeah. I think it's already VOD, right?
I watched what was, I think, like a Korean copy or something, but it was English dub, and the quality was good because it was on the Plex, right?
Yeah, that was actually a pretty decent rip, honestly.
Yeah. Honestly, guys, if coronavirus wasn't going around now, we would give our money to the studio. But at the same time, do they need it? I mean, they've got a lot, but they do deserve the praise. I believe that. Because,
Certainly. Especially the company that did the redesign for Sonic.
Yeah.
And they got fucking laid off after that shit. That's fucking horrible, right?
What?
Yeah,
Fuck
they got fucking
corporations,
laid
dude.
off for that. After that. Yeah, they saved that movie and they got laid off. Can you fucking believe that? That's what they got for that.
Yeah, well, we're a socialist podcast now.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, long live the revolution and all. 100%.
Honestly, Beau, I mean, you and I both voted for Bernie. This is becoming.
We certainly do. I have a Bernie placard right behind me.
Yeah, we're socialist Antifa pussy libtard thugs.
We are pussy Antifa snowflake thugs. That's
there you
the
go.
Proper.
That's the proper terminology, right?
Michael and Sam and Matt would know exactly what I'm talking about.
Shout out and RIP to the Country Club podcast.
Rest in peace, guys. It's sad to hear that y'all are going out like that, but
yeah, I almost thought that they're really. I know he said there's not a punchline. I almost thought there was a punchline. I listened to the whole episode. Wade.
Just watch. Now that the whole coronavirus thing is happening, they're just going to re-release it.
But okay, honestly though, they're not even going to hear this because we're obviously going to cut this out so that we don't get canceled for referencing the Country Club podcast.
Wah, wah, wah. That's all right. I'm probably going to be canceled off of Facebook very soon anyway. So well, we're going to go ahead and wind it down. Ash, what's happening with Collateral Gaming?
Well, Collateral Gaming we'll be recording next week, but I suppose it'll come the week after that. We'll be doing God of War 2018. brand new one. I'm amazed by the game. It's gonna be an incredible experience. I've played through all of it. I'm still exploring more of it. We've got Megan and Alan coming back on that episode, and we've got a new guest host who we'll introduce on that episode. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, just make sure they all wash their hands.
Yeah, everybody wash your hands. Honestly, I'm still debating over whether we should maybe just end up Skyping it, because speaking of which, I mean, we've kind of we've got plans coming forward with Collateral Cinema and Gaming, right?
Yeah, more or less. We're supposed to be doing our Joker episode. Finally, we were supposed to do that as an At the Movies episode, but
originally, but that was so long ago. We'll just talk about it in retrospect. We can go into spoilers then.
Especially now that we know that Joaquin, he won the Academy Award for that, and he is now our most important vegan ever.
Yeah,
like the most important vegan in America. Ashley.
Hey, you know what, Beau? I ran over an armadillo on the way here.
Here, watch this. What is it? What does it say?
It says Earthlings.
It's Earthlings.
Yeah, whatever. This vegan bullshit.
Oh, what the fuck?
No, I mean, I respect the whole thing. I just gotta. It's a running joke with Beau. We have to attack his veganism.
Yeah,
just because.
Definitely.
But bro, I got your back. Ain't nobody gonna make fun of, your veganism but me and our homies. All right. So when someone else makes fun of it online, I defend you.
All right, that's cool. That's fair enough.
Homie to homie. You know what I mean? Just I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. I'll
right
wash
on.
your back, you'll wash your ankles.
Oh, I don't think we're gonna go that far with it, but okay.
But no, I was gonna say, moving forward, we're gonna kind of tweak the format due to current pandemics going around. I think we're gonna probably end up Skyping our next couple episodes on both podcasts.
Yeah, this is probably going to be our last real in-studio episode for a while.
And we're at the old studio.
We're at the old studio. I think everything's safe over here. I've been isolating myself from most everybody.
I've been trying to. I'm still working, so
I work as well. I work in a grocery store, so I take the proper precautions.
I work at a call center. That's
even worse.
Okay, our city put out like an outright ban on gatherings of 50 people, and
you're in a building with 50 fucking people, aren't you?
I am. I'm not going to disclose my employer for that reason. And don't get me wrong, I love my job. So it's a great job. I'm just, I kind of think it represents the mindset that we're in and how hard this economy is on everyone.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, you work in one of those office cubicle type things, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to stay afloat. That's why they can't send us home. But everything's a shit show right now, honestly.
Yeah. But
not Sonic.
Not Sonic. It's like, that's why it's great that there's Plex. It's great that there's streaming.
Like I said, it was nice to just sit down and watch a movie today.
Yeah.
So
really was.
I don't know why,
So yeah, we definitely encourage everybody to listen to both Collateral Cinema and Collateral Gaming during these trying times.
You'll have a lot of podcast time, folks. So, listen to them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we have a lot of episodes, actually.
And subscribe to the Collateral Cinema Patreon and, to hear our exclusive commentaries on our favorite movies. And, pretty soon Collateral Gaming is also releasing some Patreon content that I'm currently having some technical difficulties uploading, but it's happening. It's a thing.
Right on.
The dragons are coming. Winter is coming.
Exactly. That's good, man. That's good. And also, you can find us on YouTube. We definitely need more subscribers on that platform as well, because there's going to be a lot more YouTube content coming very soon. So.
Yeah, we're gonna start. I'm gonna get to work on those, doing some like video versions of some podcasts, and I think you have some like video content you want to put on there, right?
Yeah, something that's coming up very soon. Yeah.
But check it out. You can find Collateral Gaming wherever you find Collateral Cinema. So that is Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Google Play, Chill Lover Radio. Yeah. If you haven't listened to Collateral Cinema Director's Cut, go listen to that. We have the very first episode out, and around the time that I'm producing this, the same week I'll be producing. So it should already be out before this comes out.
Yeah, and on the director's cut, we are doing our top 5 favorite horror movie moments, Robert and I. Yeah. And we also review Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers. So definitely check that episode out. That is currently at the top of all podcast apps right now. It's the top episode.
Really?
The very first episode.
Damn. We're doing our or bonus round. We're rebranding Collateral Gaming Extras as Collateral Gaming Bonus Round. That should be out by the time this episode is out. So go listen to that. We're going to be kind of taking the extras away from kind of the bullshit format and towards what we're doing with Collateral Cinema. That's just going to be Dakota and me. If I can wrangle him together, he's going through some stuff. So
yeah, needless to say.
But we missed him on this podcast, and also Robert. But I also think it was kind of cool to just kind of have represent, you know?
Yeah,
You're Collateral Cinema, I'm Collateral Gaming this episode.
Exactly. Only thing that would make it more perfect is we had Chaz up in here to represent the Trial by Error. That'd be fucking great.
That would be great. We'd have to do like a triple feature or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Chaz, if you're listening.
Yeah, a triple cast.
Country Club, you missed your opportunity.
God damn it, Country Club.
No, I wish the best of luck to Cornwell, whatever he's, moving forward with.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway, I think we've bullshitted long enough here. Go watch Sonic. Run to the theaters.
Out of a rating of 5 stars, what would you give Sonic?
4 out of 5. Solid 4.
I think that it's a solid 4 as well.
Yeah. It's not like anyone's magnum opus or anything, but it's a refreshing direction for movie adaptations of video games, and it's actually pretty damn good. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to future video game adaptations. There is a new Mortal Kombat movie coming out very soon.
We've got high hopes for that, yeah.
Yeah, Blumhouse is doing it, so...
We are planning on doing, at some point, some kind of Collateral Gaming, Collateral Cinema special with Mortal Kombat movie and a Mortal Kombat game. So.
That is going to be a lot of fun.
Whether really it's the old Mortal Kombat movie or the new one.
Dude... We should do this whole thing where we do the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children movie, the original game, and the remake.
That would be badass. We have so many plans, and I'm kind of tweaking the format next season with Collateral Gaming. We're doing something a little bit different that I think is going to work better, so stay tuned for that. But anywho, yeah, go leave us ratings, reviews, follow us on social media. We're on both of us, Collateral Gaming, Collateral Cinema, are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So, Beau and I are also both on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yeah,
follow us and find out about our lives.
Also, I believe that you can find Robert and Dakota there as well.
You can find Robert and Dakota, but right now they're dead to us. So, you know, I called both of them and gave them an opportunity. We're in Lake Hills.
Yeah,
and
I know.
They're here. They're nearby. They're not far.
They really aren't.
We're going to have to call... Are we going to have to do an intervention?
I think an intervention is in store for everybody.
I think an intervention is in order, but...
So I'm going to do this podcast by myself. I'm just going to talk about dumb movies just all the time. It's going to be a shit show.
Well, anyway, guys, go watch Sonic and...
yeah, go watch Sonic, definitely.
That being said...
I'm Beau Maddox.
I'm Ashley Chancellor.
And this is Collateral Cinema and
Collateral Gaming out.
Ouch. Collateral Cinema is an L Company production. All music and movie clips are owned by the respective creators and are used for educational purposes only. Please don't sue us. We're poor.